Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is Guida's Northeast Storm Center, first video on this edition. Cut us a break here. We had a hard time getting the video set up, and hopefully everything is going good for you guys tonight. I have Brody Guida on the camera. He's doing the camera, and he's also putting the images up here. So good job, Brody.
Yep.
All right, so the first image here, we just want to go through some different models, and I know everybody's anticipating the snowstorm coming up tomorrow, and there's also possibly a bigger one coming up for Friday. So we just want to run down. We know the holidays, it's a busy time. Everybody's out on the roads, everybody's flying somewhere to visit family. So we just want to make sure that you're prepared and that you know what kind of weather is expected, at least in the Northeast area here. Okay, so first model we have is the HRR model. This is a pretty good representation of what's going to happen tomorrow morning. And as you can see, eastern Pennsylvania, you have a pretty good band of snow coming through. Snowfall rates here, maybe a half an inch an hour. So nothing too terribly heavy, but with the cold temperatures, it is going to accumulate on the roadways. And I've noticed a lot of the schools so far in the Lehigh Valley area have closed, the ones that were open. So that was a pretty good move. Up in the Poconos, I'm sure they're doing the same thing. And I'm sure in western New Jersey as well. So that's 4 a.m. Let's go to the next hour. Let's go to 7 a.m. This is when most people are going to be out on the roads, right? You're going to be heading to work. You're going to be out maybe getting some last minute Christmas shopping done. You can see eastern Pennsylvania, heavy snow here. I mean, there could be some areas where you do pick up a couple hours where it's an inch an hour. You know, you do not want to be on the roads at that time. But yeah, pretty good banding here. I mean, you're looking all the way down towards Philadelphia. You have some pretty good banding going on. New York City, obviously, they're going to be getting some snow there. Take a walk through Central Park if you're in the city. It'll be a beautiful day for that. But not a beautiful day if you're out traveling. So be very careful and just be aware of your surroundings. Keep distance between you and the car in front of you. All that stuff. You don't want to be flying around thinking that just because you have a four-wheel drive vehicle, you could drive around like a maniac, because no, you will end up off the road. All right, Brody?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the 11 a.m. And 11 a.m. you can see we're on the back end here. In eastern Pennsylvania, there's still some snow going on upstate New York. Unfortunately, at this time frame, it does look like New York City goes over to rain. So that'll be a messy. You're gonna have snow. You're gonna have rain. It's gonna be a slushy mess there in the city. Probably not a good day to be walking around at this point. So if you get out there in the morning, enjoy that snow before it turns over to rain. Probably a good idea. But eastern Pennsylvania, you can see there is some mixed precipitation. Spritzes of snow, maybe some sleet or freezing rain. Pretty cold day. So typical for this time of year, and we may be able to retain some of this snow on the ground to make for a white Christmas. Depends on how warm the temperatures get Christmas Eve, because it does look like we may moderate up close to 40 degrees in a lot of these areas. It might melt it, but I would imagine once you get up into the Poconos, especially north of I-80, they're definitely going to retain their snow. So they should have a white Christmas. But we want to go. I want to look at the next storm, because this next storm for Friday evening going into Saturday could be a big one. And it's really surprising over the last couple days what's happened with the model runs. I mean, it started off. It looked like we were going to be near 60 degrees, right, Brody? Mm-hmm. It looked like we were going to be near 60 degrees on Friday, the day after Christmas, and now, we could be a full-blown snowstorm going on, and it could be the heaviest one for the year in a lot of these areas. So this is actually the GFS. It's a model run for Friday, 6 p.m., and you can see that this is really heavy snow coming through. Now, you looked at, what the HRR looked like for yesterday, or for tomorrow. I mean, that was pretty light snow. I mean, it was occasionally heavy snow, but this is full-blown. This is an inch an hour easily coming through here, eastern Pennsylvania, Friday evening, if this verifies. Now, these are just model runs, especially once you get out into Friday, you get a couple days away. No guarantee it's going to exactly happen like this. I'm sure there's going to be some changes, but so far the changes have been colder and snowier. So if that continues, expect it to be a mess on Friday. And I imagine this is going to be a busy travel day right into New York City again here. Let's go forward to Saturday at 6 a.m. So that first image was Saturday or Friday 6 p.m. Now we're Saturday 6 a.m. Still snowing here, eastern Pennsylvania, in much of northern New Jersey, and in New York City, still snowing. So, I mean, if this verifies, we're going to have a pretty good, decent snowstorm, and this is going to be heavier than the one that happened a couple weeks ago when we had that surprise 5-6 inches in a lot of these same areas. So the GFS is looking like a snowstorm, right? Now let's go to the European model. I'll tell you what, this model is really surprising me. This one had 60-degree temperatures a couple days ago in these same areas where it has snow now. So who knows? It's trending closer to what the GFS model was showing. And you can see here, eastern Pennsylvania, snow. It's a mixture, especially as you get down towards Philadelphia. Most of New Jersey's in the snow, actually here. New York, still snow with the European model, which, I mean, you could have had shorts on here a couple days ago if you believe the model on Friday. So for it to go from 60-degree weather to snow is just ridiculous. Like, I'm not buying all this yet. I really want to wait a couple days, but for now, this is what it's looking like. Let's go to the European model for 3 a.m. Saturday. And you can see here, it's still mainly snow. New York City, still snow. This blue line here represents mainly, this 540 line is mainly where your rain snow line will be. And in between here, you're going to have some mixed precipitation. So this could be some low-level cold air at the surface, especially in the valleys. Could be freezing rain or sleet. Mainly freezing rain, I would think, down in here. But so that could be a real mess if this verifies. But like I said, this could trend further south, which would be a little bit colder scenario for this area, or it could trend further north and bring some more warm air up. We have a couple days to monitor this one. But yeah, so the European, so let's go to the old European model. This was run yesterday, and as you can see, just in a day, we went from all rain, your 540, your freezing lines way up here in New England, and you have warm air pumping in. I mean, so nothing close to what the European model is representing currently. I just wanted to show you that because how much has changed. So tomorrow at this time, this could, the one run before this could be much further south, or it could be much further north, but it is trending colder and colder. So I would really like for you guys to pay attention for Friday. Expect there to be a mess. If you're in the Northeast corridor, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, New England, just be careful, okay? And just pay attention. We'll keep you updated. Okay, so let's go to the GFS total snowfall for this first storm, Tuesday. So the GFS is putting out, as you can see, about 3 inches in the area, eastern Pennsylvania, as you get up into the Poconos. Some areas 4+, it's printing out. Now you got to remember, this is all going off a 10-to-1 ratio. So it's not going to be a 10-to-1 ratio. It's going to be a little bit too warm for that. So the ratio of snow is going to be a little bit less than that. So you're not going to get as much snow as this. It's going to compact. It's going to be a wet snow. So I would say maybe 3 inches instead of 4, and where you're seeing the 3, probably 2. But like the one we had a couple weeks ago, that one overachieved. We just really got to keep our eye on this in Nowcast. Let's go to GFS for Friday, Saturday one. So this is a little bit more significant. As you can see, this is for Friday evening into Saturday morning. I mean, there's areas here, you know, out in central Pennsylvania that are over a foot. 11, you're seeing a lot of 11, 10 inches. That's up around this green area here. The Poconos about 8 inches. The Lehigh Valley about the same. Into New Jersey about the same. New York, I don't know if we didn't run this model out far enough, because I know New York is in the snow accumulation for this, so I think that was our mistake, but there's definitely some accumulating snow here in New York as well for that Friday and the Saturday. But you can see a pretty good significant snowfall, plowable snow. There's going to be issues at the airport. There's going to be issues on the road. So if this verifies, Friday, the day after Christmas, Friday evening going into Saturday is going to be a mess. Okay, so that's just to give you, and we'll give you updates on that. Let's give the total snow for the European model for tomorrow. Pretty similar to what the GFS was showing. You can see some of these darker bands are about 2 or 3 inches in these green spots. So some of these higher elevations up into the Poconos, you could be in the 4 or 5 inches. I mean, you could. It just really depends on if, one, you get those heavy bands, and two, the temperature stays cold enough to support snow in this whole system, because there may be some mixing on the back end. But if not, if you're up here, I mean, yeah, you could get 4 or 5 inches. That's why I said, as you get north of I-80, I would say you're pretty much guaranteed to have snow on the ground for Christmas Day. South of there, it's kind of questionable, because it really depends on how warm it gets Christmas Eve. Okay, so let's go to the European total snowfall for the Friday into Saturday time frame. And you can see here, it's really favoring, eastern parts. So you're going into New York City. I mean, you're looking at maybe 8 inches of snow here in New York City, up into far northeastern Pennsylvania. That's going to kind of be your bullseye up into upstate New York, where, these southern areas, the southern Poconos and the Lehigh Valley, not too much, but still a good 4 inches of snow probably, but not as much as what you could get up in these higher bands. Now, this is the European model. Like I said, yesterday at the same time, this showed 60-degree weather up here. Now it's showing snow. So tomorrow they could take this band and place it down here. So we really got to keep an eye on that. It's really, we're right on the edge. The way that this pattern is set up, the whole United States is warmer than average. Okay, you have this big ridge going through the whole middle of the country, and just on the edges here in the Northeast and the Northwest, you're having some cooler than normal areas, and we just happen to be right in that colder than average area. So and we have some storms riding along that ridge, and they're dropping into the Northeast, and it wouldn't take much for one of these storms to generate a little pressure off the coast, and then we'd be in for a big one. Now, neither one of these show that right now, but I can see that happening with this pattern. So that's something else we want to keep an eye on. Very similar to what happened 2 weeks ago, where it was just a quick clipper system that came down, but it actually ended up generating a low pressure off the coast, pulled precipitation back into the cold air, and we got 5-6 inches where we were thinking 2-3 inches was going to fall. So something we definitely want to keep an eye on. But I just wanted to give you a quick update here. This is Guida's Northeast Storm Center, our first video. We have a lot to talk about, so we wanted to make sure that you guys are prepared in this holiday season. And we'll have another video tomorrow to give you an update. So have a good night.